Hey there guys, this is Dan from Screaming Frog, and this is the Screaming Frog SEO Spider. It's a small Java program that you can install on your PC, Mac or Linux machine, and it crawls websites and analyses them from an SEO perspective for common SEO issues. It is a free tool to download and use for crawling up to 500 URLs. If you'd like to crawl more than that, you can buy an annual license for £99. And this opens up the advanced configuration options you can see here and allows you to save a crawl and reload it back in at a later date. You can see that I'm just crawling the Screaming Frog website now. You can see the average and current number of URLs being crawled a second and how much is completed so far. Over on the right hand side you can see the overview crawl pane, which updates in real time, and this matches obviously the tabs and the various filters that you see up here at the top as well. There's a graph overview which is quite nice to view certain issues at a glance. There's a site structure tab which shows you depth stats, so how deep particular pages are in the website, as well as the most linked to pages on the website, and response times as well. So lots of useful information. And you can see in this higher window pane here the types of data that's collected. So obviously URLs, content types, status codes, page titles, character length, pixel width of those, meta descriptions, and much the same there. Headings, so things like H1s, H2s, meta robots, meta refresh, canonical, size of the page, word count, level, so how deep a page is, the inlinks, the outlinks of the pages, any external outlinks, hash value of a page, which is useful for duplicate content checks, the response time, and the last modified response. So lots of information. And if you click on these URLs in this higher window pane, you can see this lower window pane populate as well. And you can view more information like in links for this particular URL, including anchor text, alt text, whether links are followed or no followed, outlinks, and same information there. Any image info for this particular URL, so this is the home page. So this is all the images on the home page and the respective alt text of those. There's also a SERP snippet preview which you can adjust in the tool and it updates, and this just gives you an idea of how this particular page may be viewed in the Google search results, which is very useful. You can also look at the crawl in a different way by changing from list mode to tree view, and this shows off the directory structure of a website in much the same way. It still shows all the data if you scroll across as well, which is really useful. You can see that the data is organised by these various tabs at the top here, and there's respective filters that work alongside those. So if you only wanted to view the HTML pages of the internal tab, you can just click that, and obviously this export works alongside that as well. So if you only wanted to export the HTML internal URLs, you can just click this export button here to export those, which is really useful. Let's pop through each of these tabs at the top. There's an external tab which shows you all external links found in a crawl, so any external links we're linking out to. You can see it's our Facebook page. The protocol, so whether the URL is HTTP or HTTPS, and it's quite useful just to have a look at graph view here, and you can see that most of the website is insecure and there are a few HTTPS pages as well. Response code, so common things like no responses, redirects, 301s, 302s, client errors, so that's things like broken links, or server errors. Let's have a look at client errors. So you can see that we've got a 404 here to the Python SEO website. You can then view the in links to this, so the page that the broken link is on. You can see this is a particular page on the Screaming Frog website, so we can fix that. Common URL issues, so non-ASCII characters, underscores, uppercase characters, duplicate pages, that's via the hash function. Parameters in URLs, and in particularly long URLs. Page titles, things like missing page titles, duplicates, particularly long page titles, whether by character length or pixel width, whether the same as the H1 or whether there's multiple on the page. Much the same for meta descriptions. H1s, again there, and H2s. Also images, so common things like, whether the images are particularly large or whether there's any images missing alt text or alt text that's particularly long, And obviously you can view the respective alt text down here by clicking on these image info tabs. So you can see this particular image is on the SEO Spider page there. Directives as well, so any canonicals, any URLs that are canonicalized, so that's when the canonical doesn't match the URL itself, so it's canonicalized. Any pages which don't have canonicals on them. Rel previous next, index, no index, follow, no follow, any meta refreshes, and obviously you can scroll across and see that we collect the xrobot tag and other elements there anyway. We also crawl Ajax in a similar way to Google, so we obey the Google Ajax crawling scheme. There's none on this website, so there's nothing to see there. There's also a custom tab which works alongside this custom filter. So you can include various strings of text and see whether any pages include them. So for example, that might be a Google Analytics tracking code, or it might be out of stock text to find any pages that are obviously no longer in stock. So that can be useful too. The configuration options here are fairly advanced. You can choose to crawl certain elements, so images or CSS or JavaScript, whether you want to crawl internal or external no follows or subdomains. There's various limits which can be really useful when crawling particularly large websites. There's also some advanced options, whether you want to allow cookies or whether you want the spider to respect no index or canonicals. You can also set preferences, so you can choose your own character lengths or pixel width cutoff points if you've done your own research and you believe them to be different, for example. There's various other options like URL rewriting to remove session IDs or particular parameters. You can choose to only crawl particular URL strings or exclude sections of a website or particular URL strings. You can change the speed. You can also adjust the user agent from the Screaming Frog UA to Googlebot or perhaps a browser or a mobile user agent, which can be useful. You can also bulk export all link instances found in a crawl. So you could bulk export all source links of broken links, for example, so client error 400 in links, which could be useful. If you're looking at things like crawl efficiency, you can bulk export all in links to no index pages, for example, which can be useful. There's also various reports such as a crawl overview, which provides a summary of the crawl itself, a redirect change report, canonical errors. There's an insecure content report, so any HTTPS pages which have insecure content on them, so they're linking out to HTTP pages or trying to load HTTP images on the page itself. You can also create an XML sitemap, and there's various options contained within here which you can change, like adding images or changing various attributes. You can also change the mode of the spider as well. So this is regular crawl mode, but you can also choose list mode and upload either a file, enter a list of URLs into this box here, or you can just paste them directly in if you've already copied them. So there's various ways that you can crawl, and hopefully this provides you a good overview of how the SEO Spider works. If you have any comments, questions or feedback, please do just let us know via the support. We hope you like the tool.